Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're getting into the murder. The first murder of the game, but this should be interesting. So without further ado, let's hop into this. While I opened my eyes, I found myself staring at a huge ceiling. It was a ceiling I remembered seeing before. And when I sat up, I saw someone looking at me. Again, it was someone I'd seen before. Ah, you're awake finally. Are you okay? Now's not the time for sleeping. Get your ass up. Huh? You were unconscious, dude. I had to carry you back here. Okay, but can we talk about how this man, I think, has passed out 3 times in this entire game already? And, like, he's just like, well, this is my life now. Like, nobody even questions him about it. They're just kind of like, oh, yeah, this dude, no chill, just passes the fuck out a lot. And I think that's hilarious. You were unconscious, dude. I had to carry you back here.
Well,
It's no surprise considering what happened. What happened? Murder. Ah, are you okay? So it wasn't a dream? What I saw? It was real? That's right, it really did happen. Sayaka is dead. A deep dark despair worked its way through my body and it exploded out of me. I shot up and took off running. Hey, where do you think you're going? I have to see for myself. I have to see if Sayaka is. Sayaka is.
give up.
You can check once, twice, 1,000 times. Sayaka is completely and irrevocably dead. No, I have to see for myself.
Why?
Listen, Dust Man, what do you think's gonna happen if you go there? Well, what good is it gonna do just sitting around here? I mean, are we all hanging out in a gym in a time like this? That's a really good question. Our friend Sayaka, she's dead. Dead. When I said that, it finally hit me. I realized she was gone.
Calm down.
None of us want to be here right now either. Then why? Shouldn't it be obvious, Monokuma? He told us to all come here. Well, hold on. Don't talk like that. We all protested it. I mean, we remember the terrible price Sayaka had to pay. But
So,
I'm the one who convinced them to come. Right now, we need to do whatever he says. We're his prisoners, right? It's not a good idea to defy him without reason.
correct.
We don't need to make any more sacrifices than we already have. Why should we listen to anything he has to say? It's so obvious he's the one who killed Sayaka.
Wrong.
I would never do that. If you can believe anything, you can believe that. He's here again.
Hey.
Unless someone violates a school regulation, I absolutely will not interfere. I can promise you I will not do anything that goes against the purpose of your school life here.
Listen up.
I'm famous at safari parks throughout the world for following the Bear Times One rule.
But
Then who did it? Who killed her?
come on.
You already know the answer. The one who killed her is one of you. Nobody had a reply for that. One of us had killed Sayaka. Don't be stupid. That's... What's the matter? You guys all look like you were about to see a dove get shot up with a Gatling gun. Don't you remember what I told you when this all began? One of you decided to kill Sayaka so that you could graduate. Someone just followed the rules. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
You're lying, right? Of course he's lying. I'm telling you, he killed her.
wrong.
Nope, sorry. One of you is now a bona fide killer. If they wanted to, the one who did it could testify to that little fact. What? Without thinking, I looked around at everyone. They all had the same look on their faces. Everyone looked at each other with a combination of fear, suspicion, and confusion. Are you serious? Someone killed someone? Is it amazing what some people are capable of?
Hold on.
Hey, hold on. Don't assume he's telling the truth.
Stop talking.
That's enough. Before we do anything else, I'd like to confirm something with the stuffed animal here. If one of us really did kill her, that person gets to graduate from the school, right? Huh?
Come on.
Don't play dumb. That's what you said, isn't it? If you kill someone, you get to leave.
What?
Why are you laughing? It's 'cause naive, you're just so naive. You think it's really that easy? You can just kill someone and waltz on out of here? You're super naive, devilish naive, hellishly naive. No, no, no. The real thing has just begun. The real thing?
Now
Are you
then.
ready? Allow me to explain the second part of the rule regarding graduation. Just as I explained before, you must kill someone if you want to leave. However, if you do that, there's still one more part to the agreement you have to uphold, remember?
Then
You're
perhaps
referring to rule number 6 of the school regulations. Anyone who kills, if you are the blackened that committed the murder, you can't be found out by the other students. That is what we are talking about, is it not?
In other words,
Bingo! That's not enough to just kill someone. You have to actually get away with it, which naturally means you need a system in place to assess whether or not it's been gotten away with. So a certain amount of time after a murder has taken place, a class trial will begin. Class trial, yep, begins a few hours after the murder. Everyone will gather together, including the blackened who committed the murder, and they and the spotless students will all engage in one big debate showdown.
During the trial, you'll have to present your arguments about who you think the blackened is. And once everything comes to an end, the outcome will be decided by popular vote. If the answer you've arrived at is correct, only the one that disturbed your peace will be punished. The rest may continue their communal life. However, if you choose poorly, then the one who got away with murder will survive, and the rest of you will receive your punishment. Which of course means your school life will come to an end. As far as class trial rules go, that's all there is to it.
well,
So, what exactly is this punishment you keep talking about? Oh, well, to put it simply, it's execution. Execution!
what?
And by execution, you mean...
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
So that makes sure I understand. If we get culprit right, then only they die. But if we get it wrong, all the rest of us get executed? What a smart little chimpanzee you are. Look at you implying you didn't do it without actually saying it. So it's basically what the outside world calls late judgment system or an inquisition type thing, which means you'll be deciding who you think the killer is. But judge carefully because all your lives are on the line. Okay, let me just add the rule I just described to your handbook. Make sure you keep it in mind. New rule has been added to the regulations menu. Wait, hold on a minute.
How are you talking?
You're freaking insane, you know that?
Huh?
What the?
A class trial? What the hell is that? I don't want anything to do with it.
What's this?
Why not?
Stop it!
What do you mean, why not? Why do I have to waste my time trying to figure out who murdered somebody? What are you saying? You're not going to participate in the trial? Only punishment awaits such blasphemy.
How are you talking?
What punishment?
Hmm.
I don't know, throw you in a deep, dark, scary prison or something.
Shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to be part of it. Don't be so selfish.
Stop it.
You're the one being selfish. Kill whoever you want. It's got nothing to do with me. That's evil standing here before me. I'm trembling with fear. But I won't give in to such evil. It's my style to stick it out and resist to the very end. If you really want to get out of here, you'll have to go through me first. As he said that, he came charging at us, although it was more of a waddle. But then,
Are you enjoying yourself now?
Are you?
Huh?
Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation. I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help! To me, godly spear, Gunyear!
ooh.
This wasn't supposed to. Why me?
Suddenly, right at the end, her eyes shot wide open. And just like that, she never moved again.
No way!
What the? I don't. This can't be real. No way!
Well, now.
Now, I am painfully aware of the great power and meaning of a promise. I really wanted to keep a corpse from popping up for no good reason, you know. But I guess you all needed to be taught a lesson after all. What an amazing promise. But now you guys understand, right?
Now you see just how serious I am. Defy me and you get shot full of holes, exploded, buried alive, disintegrated, etc. So, if you don't want that to happen to you, you'd best obey those school regulations.
Junko's body had been impaled with a bunch of spears. An unbelievable amount of blood started pouring out of her body. It was the first time I'd ever seen the moment someone's life came to an end. Nobody there could deny that they'd seen Junko, who, until a second ago, had been our friend, was dead. She died. She'd been murdered. In the simple terms, it was the death of a human being.
Hey,
It's really not all that shocking. She just died, that's all. Just went and died. It's no more remarkable than the inevitable demise of the entire human race. It's just as natural as the eventual end of the world itself. This isn't some superhero comic, so it's not like when you die, you didn't really die. It is reality.
Why?
Why did you have to kill her? Didn't you say you would put her in prison or something? I changed my mind.
I knew it.
No, you'd been wanting to kill this entire time.
say what?
Kill this entire time? Don't be silly, you can't kill me. Or are you being metaphorical? Are you saying I wanted to waste my time this whole time? Come on, what do you take me for? I'm Monokuma.
Well, now.
Anyway, none of that matters right now. I have something I'd like to give you to help you in your search for the Blackened. This little file has all the information I've gathered about the death in question. I like to call it the Monokuma file.
Monokuma file!
I mean, naturally, you guys aren't experts at this kind of thing, so you can only do so much with a corpse. So instead, I've gathered up everything I know about the circumstances and cause of death. What's that? How do I know the cause of death, you ask? Because the surveillance cameras picked up the whole thing. I got to see it all go down.
So then,
Wait, so then you know who killed Sayaka? Of course I do. If I didn't, I couldn't possibly pass a fair and accurate judgment during the trial, now could I?
correct.
That's a good point. The judge has to be able to make the proper decision. That's somehow comforting.
Well,
Well then, please put your full effort into your investigation. After all, you don't have any choice but to give it your best shot. Seriously, you don't have a choice. Well, very straightforward, very just like let's get to it, guys. So, I guess we have that going for us. Now this should be the point in the story where we get to go investigate everything, which will be nice and well, not perfect, but we get to look around for clues. So, let's continue. Seriously, you don't have a choice. Okay, so we'll meet up for the class trial in a little while. And with that, Monokuma's disappeared once again. He left us stunned and confused. He left us at a total loss. He left us with Junko's dead body growing colder right in front of us. And for who knows how long, nobody said a word. The fact that Sayaka and Junko were dead was a huge shock, of course, but there was something more than that. It was also the idea that one of us had actually murdered someone. And that if we didn't find out who it was, we would all die here. We found ourselves in a situation where we couldn't help but look at each other with open suspicion. It was the worst situation imaginable. And yet, even in such a perversely terrible situation, she didn't show the slightest hint that it had gotten to her.
Hey,
Now's no time to wallow in your depression. The worst thing we can do right now is lose all faith in each other. That would lead to the same disastrous result as having total faith in everyone else.
What?
Huh?
in other words,
Cooperation is absolutely key at this point. Who you decide to trust or not trust is of course up to you. Continuing to think about and talk about the deceased certainly isn't going to help anything. Saying stuff like that is just... How many times have I told you, anyone who can't adapt will die. Death is the only thing awaiting those who are unable and unwilling to adapt. If that happens, you will only have yourself to blame.
That's terrible.
What an awful thing to say, especially after what happened.
Just a second.
Right now, exposing the killer is the most important thing. Because if we don't, we're all going to die here. She's right. We need to begin our search right away.
Of course.
Either way, we can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward. We just have to do it, I guess. What other choice do we have? No way in hell am I letting someone kill me. Alright, damn, let's do it. Who's texting me? If I could put my password in right, that'd be great. We just have to do it. Everyone kept repeating that sentiment. They were using it like a mantra, giving themselves strength. But they're right. We just have to do this. No matter how much we don't want to, we have to. No choice. If that's what it takes to survive, then that's what we'll have to do. On top of that, there was something I needed to find out. Ooh. I had to know why Sayaka had to die. Ugh. Why she had to be the one. I'm terrified to find out, but still I have to know. Otherwise, I knew I'd never be able to accept her death. Which is why I don't have any choice, but I have to do this. Achoo.
Just a second.
Hold on. Huh? Before we begin an investigation, isn't there something else we need to discuss? Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about securing the crime scene. What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty so nobody can disturb the area, aren't you? After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed.
Hey.
In that case, I don't mind doing it. I don't like having to think anyway. I'll just let you guys figure out who killed that chick. Okay, then we can let Mondo look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone.
What?
Why the hell not?
Stop talking.
Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, what's the first thing you'd do? By volunteering for guard duty, you're in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. What? Fuck you.
So then.
Fine then, I'll stay there on guard duty as well. That way there's no problem. Two-player co-op based defense with the two of them, their stats are totally OP. Since we won't be able to help the investigation, we'll put our faith in the rest of you.
But
I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try. Okay, now can we
just a
leave?
second.
Hold on, huh? Before we get our there's something else we need to discuss. Oh yeah.
Anyway,
We're going to find out who the killer is, because if we don't, we're going to all die here. Well, then let me go.
just a second.
I gently placed a hand on Junko's lifeless body and touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies. She really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say what was going on. I don't know why you even bothered to check after those injuries and losing that much blood. Frankly, I'd be shocked if she did survive something like that. Huh? Hold on. Hold on, Junko, wait a second. She's dead? Then that means everything that happened so far is real. It's not a joke or whatever. It's real. Hell no. Someone save me. Let me out of here. Somebody help me.
what's your problem?
You're just now accepting that? Can you let me go, please? Please? Let me go. If we find out who did it, the only person dies. But if we get it wrong, then the rest of us face execution. That's what that ridiculous school regulation said, right? So stupid. We need to hurry up and figure out who the culprit is.
Are
So
you
we're really gonna try and find out who did it?
Oh,
So you finally noticed.
crap?
And notice what? I was looking through Monokuma file we received, and I noticed something very obvious and very unusual. Huh? What are you talking about? Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makoto's dorm. What? She's right. Then could it be? All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. Hold on a second, you've got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid. You expect us to believe that just tell us the truth. The look in everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had returned in other words. You think I did it?
So then,
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation as soon as this. At this point, we should split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We have to collect clues from the Foundation, then construct an argument to come to a final decision. If we get this wrong,
so
well, do I really have to say any more?
Perhaps you
I'd rather you didn't know.
goodbye.
Everyone, pray for good luck. With that, Kyoko hurried out of the gym. I'll be going too then. And just like that, Kyoko, he was gone before I realized it. Oh yeah, I'm going on guard duty, huh? I'd better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
Let me just say this right now. If whatever son of a bitch did this is here right now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence, they better not let me find him. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious. I'll fuck them up. Letting his deadly words hang in the air, he and Sakura ran off. But I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? We're gonna investigate a murder? How do we even do something like that?
Anyway,
We don't really have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. What are you implying? It was you. I'm telling you it wasn't me. Don't come any closer. You're gonna kill me next.
so,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check just to check. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. All it takes is one glimpse and I black out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, whatever. I don't think anyone is expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I better get going. Wait, don't go yet. You have to hear me out. But it was pointless. Everyone had already left. Their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something. Otherwise, everyone will.
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
I can't let that happen. I can't let things turn out the way Monokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. Investigate. I guess I should look through the Monokuma files we got. The victim was Sayaka Mizuno. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. Cause of death was a stabbed wound to the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. We have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow I had to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I had to find out how she was killed. Monokuma Files 1 has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Would you let me scroll? Alright. So it did read us everything. I just wanted to make sure. Yes. We had no time to waste. We gotta go. First of all, I should head to the scene of the crime, my room. We won't make any progress without investigating there. So I headed to the room where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I better examine the state of my room a little closer. That might reveal something new. There's a key on the ground. It has my name on it, so this must be my room key. If I remember correctly. That's right, we'll have to trade keys. When we switched rooms, we switched keys too. So Sayaka would have had the key here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true, then how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Could Sayaka have forgotten to lock the door? No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. After saying that, there's no way she would have forgotten to lock or open it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere and someone else grabbed it or something. No, that's not possible either. Sayaka was in here when we switched rooms. And with how scared she was, she wouldn't have gone wandering around. She couldn't have dropped it. So how did the killer? Switching rooms has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. That's it, the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. Does this mean it was used in the attack somehow? And plus, it's been taken out of its sheath. It hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now. I shouldn't be surprised and on top of that, some of the gold coating has come off as parts of the blade and handle. Yeah, the handle especially is missing a lot of the coating. And remember the coating sticking to you even if you just touched it a little bit. Replica sword has been added to the truth bullet section. This is a replica sword I brought back from self-defense. This mean it was used in attack somehow. And plus the sword has been taken out of the sheath, but there's some scratches on the sheath. They must have been made with something sharp. But how the sheath gets scratched up in the first place? Even if someone uses the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. I mean, if you're gonna attack somebody with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. A heavy sheath like this would only get in the way. It could just slide off in the middle of a fight. So why is there scratches on the sheath? A sword sheath has been added to the truth section. There are gouges in the bed like someone attacked it. What the hell happened here? I should look around here first. I can check the other spots later. Please, let me in. Cool, still inside our door. I see any events that's been used at all, which makes sense. I guess, I mean, it's fine. I haven't used it really. I can't imagine a situation where we need a toolkit like this.
Yo.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mondo.
What?
We ain't exactly in the mood to be
What?
building freaking furniture, right? So you haven't used yours either, then?
What?
No, just
What?
not just me. Nobody's busted theirs out yet, as far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way.
None of the guys have opened their toolkits yet, because, like, why the hell would we? Toolkit has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. There's a scratch and gouge in the walls in my bed. And this evidence is a struggle. Looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Damn, it's right there in the other room. If only I'd heard something. That wouldn't have been possible, huh? Don't you remember? All of our rooms are completely soundproof. So something could happen in the room right next to you, and there's no way you could know. Perhaps that was another of Monokuma's strategies, creating ideas settling for a murder. The evidence of a struggle has been added to the truth. Why? The lint roller. Huh, looks like a lint roller. It looked like there was less than before. Does Sayaka see how dirty my room was and decide to clean up a little? Notepad. The notepad is still here, but I don't think it's relevant right now.
By the way.
You know, I realized something while I was gone on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence right before anyone found this body. I mean, there's a trash room here in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, there's definitely a possibility. That dirty bastard. Anyone who raised their hand to this woman is scum. That deserves death. That's what my brother taught me.
Fucking dead.
So if I ever find the son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But what if it was a girl that did it?
Yo.
That's all I get sorted out when the time comes. Does it let me investigate the trash can? No. Then what the fuck does it want me to do? Hey Kyoko quietly called her name while she was investigating the area, but
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
No, not really.
I'm searching.
Searching?
she was down on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of my
Lose a
room.
contact or something?
I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. But a few seconds later, she suddenly stood up and straight said, "Are you a clean freak?" No, I don't think so. But what? Nodding, she glanced around my room one more time.
See.
Interesting. What's interesting?
Hey,
Just as I suspected, there's something very unusual about your room. Unusual? What do you mean?
so
I've searched your floor from corner to another and didn't find a single strand of hair. Really? Not one hair from the victim and not from one hair from you, even though you've been living in here. You know, that you mentioned it, I noticed something while I was looking around before. It looked like the lint roller in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Could someone have used it?
I see.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. Was it Sayaka or the killer?
Well.
That's the question, isn't it? Makoto's room cleanser has been added to the truth bullets of your handbook. Bathroom. And on the other side of the door. No, I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, I stepped into the bathroom. Looking at her made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or illusion. She had lost everything that made her her. Sayaka. All at once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, and a burst into here. But I can't. I can't hesitate now. Why? Why does Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up. I wanted to collapse, but that thought helped me up and supported me. Looked past the wall behind her, and there I saw random blood was numbers 11037. Did Sayaka do this? The water from the shower gets turned off at nighttime. I don't think there was anything else. Knife! I told myself I certainly couldn't face what I saw, but now, no time to think like that. I pulled the Monokuma file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object had been thrust into her stomach. It must have been the killing blow. But whatever they used to kill her, where'd they get it? That's definitely something I should look into later. It's according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's wrist was broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. But there's something sort of glittery on her wrist too. Right where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. It definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me, there's some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. The palm of both her hands are totally spotless. How come only her left finger? Sayaka's wrist had been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. The stab wounds in her stomach is what killed her, so when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. The killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted a deadly blow. Well, let me investigate the door. Is the bathroom? Yes.
It would seem.
It looks like you found it, right, Makoto? The bloody numbers are most likely Sayaka's dying message. What do you mean by dying message?
So-
It's something a victim writes right before they die, usually a way to tell people who killed them. But generally, whoever writes it doesn't make it totally obvious. They'll either write somewhere where the killer wouldn't notice or write out a code or something. Wow, that's pretty
Hey.
incredible. Have you ever heard of Ellery Queen? Who? Never mind. I think that's everything here. Make me
It would seem.
bloody numbers. I never seen something written in blood before. It really was her final message. It's as if she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
Do you often talk like an aspiring poet? With the numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what could possibly mean.
So-
The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location while she was sitting there the way we found her, it means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand towards the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
Well.
Think about it. You're not going to tell me?
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. Noise. Dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. It sounds like Kyoko knows what Sayaka's dying message means, but honestly, I have no idea. Oh, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who's better than the ultimate programmer? There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken. Oh, you mean how it gets stuck? Get stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one, but the door doesn't fit the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frame has been added to the truth bullet
Correct.
section. So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. The doorknob. Whew.
That's right.
You didn't notice? We'll just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see it right away what I'm talking about. You did what Hyo said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob. It's broken. What the heck? The doorknob is practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem.
Someone must have used a screwdriver or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was obvious that it was intentional. What it does it was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So.
I guess maybe they were trying to get the door unblocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. My bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathrooms can lock, right? So she stood there for a while, lost in thought. Then, apparently struck with the sudden realization, she shot a question at
Just a
me.
second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anybody about that? Oh, well, I did Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she's really starting to get into all of this.
I see.
Then that clears that up. Huh? What clears what up? I'm so lost. Well, see you later. As if forgetting I was ever there, she suddenly turned to left the room. Bathroom doorknob has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I still don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my room a good once over. Maybe I should look somewhere else. I should start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from, and also I should look at the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what was in that video. On top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks if they'll even talk to me, that is. Okay. Whew. We only got through one room investigated. But I don't want to make these videos tragically long. So I think I'm going to call that there, and we'll continue on in the investigation in the next episode. And hopefully we'll be through. We'll get through it, but the room was a pretty big area to investigate. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit like and subscribe if you want to come back and see what happens. So, hope you all had a good day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.